Hi everyone, and welcome to the CGV Project Awards for this year. I thought it would be nice to just pay some extra dues to everyone who put in so much effort, as I could see, in their games. So we're going to just have a little bit of fun celebrating these top games, and I really encourage you to play all of them. Have a bit of fun now that most of your exams should be over, and that you can really start looking forward to an actual holiday. So we're going to have quite a few different categories. Quite a few different games have been nominated. Overall, I was very happy with everyone's games. The standard this year was really impressive and blew me away, and some of the tutors as well. So yeah, thank you guys. It's been a pretty great year, and let's dive straight into it. So we're going to start off this fun award ceremony with best sound design. And as a little bit of a preface, obviously all of this is super subjective, and is completely my opinion. But yeah, okay. So for best sound design, I was looking for things like how well did the sound complement the gameplay and the overall experience, the emotional impact, how nice was it to listen to while playing, as well as any form of originality or innovation. So our first nominee is from 5JS Junkies for the game called Trickshot, and they used a few different songs and some sound effects to great use, I thought. So let's have a little look here. So please bear in mind, I was while recording this, I only had my laptop, so I had to play this with a trackpad. So put a little bit of respect on my gameplay here. It was not the easiest, however, the controls were super smooth, and as you can hear, the sounds and music all contributed really well to the game. Our next nominee is Codify for their game called Catching Pravesh, which incorporated someone I'm sure we all hold quite dearly, that being Pravesh, of course. The game revolved around trying to find Pravesh, which is something I struggle with. I know everyone here struggles with as well. But believe it or not, Pravesh is in a band, and he's got quite a beautiful voice on him as well. And they incorporated Pravesh quite well in terms of voice acting. So yeah, here you go.
Welcome to Finding Pravesh. You are a computer science student and have decided to finish your assignment last minute. Now, you must catch me in order to hand in your assignment before the time runs out, or fail and be forced to drop out.
Went away, rain came to play. Oh, what a pain. Doesn't matter what kind of mess you're in, look up in the sky, it's gonna be alright. Alright, it's gonna be alright. Alright, it's gonna.
So there are quite a few different types of gameplay in this game. Some of it was a maze. Some of it was the multi-hole problem. So yeah, really well done. Our next nominee is a group called From Hardware. They definitely won the best team name award for sure, for the game called Polyspace, which sees you trying to dodge somewhat looking somewhat Tetris looking blocks, and they just had some really cool music, some retro style music that was just fun to have in the background while playing. So yeah, like I said, gameplay revolves around trying to dodge these floating blocks that are coming towards you. The controls are very smooth, and I found myself playing this one quite a bit. So congratulations to From Hardware. So here are all your nominees for Best Sound Design: Polyspace, Catching Pravesh, and Trickshot. And I think we all understand where this one's going. It's quite an obvious winner in my mind. And that winner is Codify. So once again, congratulations. Very well done. I'm sure Pravesh was very happy to contribute, and I'll look forward to telling him as well that he is partly contributed to a winning project. Cool. The next category is Best Art Direction, and here I mainly was looking at consistency. Obviously I allowed you guys to use assets from wherever you could find them, really. But many projects I found had very inconsistent art styles, because you've pulled assets from lots of different people, and obviously they weren't working on the same project. But anyway, consistency. And of course quality as well was important. Now our first nominee is actually a group called Discord Kittens, not Hexaborn, but the game is called Hexaborn. And this game revolves around you flying through various canyons, trying to dodge the walls and stuff like that. Now they, as you can see, have very nice, almost low poly Minecraft art style. They designed their own logos and the UI elements, and it all fitted very, very well. So yeah, all aspects, all assets involved in this game look the part and fit together, and it's quite a soothing, aesthetic. So yeah, congratulations to Hex Airborne for their game there. Cool. Our second nominee is a group called GigaChads with their game Saving Milo. And this is a horror game where you look to try find your dog. And again, all the elements seem to fit correctly. It didn't take me out of the experience too much. We were in the woods, we were in some houses, but it was all the same consistent aesthetic. A funny little bug there was that you can turn the torch on before you pick it up. Although I did not deduct any marks for something like that. Alrighty. Our next nominee is Innovatech with their game called Forgotten Island. And this reminded me a little bit about Escape from Monkey Island and stuff like that, but I don't know if that was the inspiration at all. But their audio, the assets, the scene, the atmosphere all fitted really well together to create a harmonious experience in terms of their art and their graphics. They also use really high resolution textures and that type of thing, which negatively hit the performance, but in terms of visual aesthetics, it was nice. Now this is a puzzle game where you have to use these grids to walk along the floors to hopefully solve the maze, I guess, in the correct manner. Cool. So the next nominee for art direction is JSMP with their game called Escape from Wits. And again, although a simplistic, not many assets, not a huge variety of assets, they were all coherent, and it truly made me feel like I was in some Egyptian maze temple thing, even though I'm using a scope as a gun. But regardless, this filter that they applied onto the game as well, this haziness, really added to the experience. Okay, so here are our nominees. Hex Airborne, Forgotten Island, Escape from Wits, and Saving Milo. And the winner is Hex Airborne. Again, a group called Discord Kittens, for a very nicely developed UI. The logos, the arts, the world itself, super coherent across all the levels. And the low poly aesthetic was really appreciated. So yeah, congratulations to you guys. You did a really good job. Moving on to best narrative. Firstly, you had to have some sort of narrative, even a minimal one at that, to qualify for this. What I was hoping for was like a full story, some coherence, some clarity, development, maybe not necessarily a full hero's journey, but a start, beginning, and end type of experience that really drew me into the world that you had created. So our first nominee is Syntax Sorcerers. It's a space collection game type of thing, but they made there was some narrative. They had a cutscene.
Captain, we are arriving at the refuel site.
Now.
3, 2, 1. Captain, scanners is showing a skirmish between the locals at the local fuel depot. I think we're about to enter a firefight.
Shipwide, red alert.
On it, sir.
Navigation, find us a way out of here as soon as you can.
Yes, sir.
Front shields to full power, switch to hydro. Engines, where are those FTL drives?
They'll be up in 10 seconds, sir.
Comms, shipwide.
Yes, sir.
Crew, prepare for immediate warp. Get us out of here now, pilot.
Aye, sir.
Welcome, Commander. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to collect the Tesseracts that have fallen off your ship while skillfully avoiding the perilous asteroids raining down from space. For navigation, just use the letter W to move down. There's the letter A to move left. There's the letter S to move right. There's the letter D to move up.
Captain?
Cool. The next nominee, once again, is Innovatech with Forgotten Island. And they incorporated a slight narrative in terms of... there was a little bit of a story in the sense that you had to try and make your escape from this island. They incorporated a few different dialogue boxes, as you'll see again in this video shortly, to help convey that story to you. So here it's like you look around, you find yourself in an unfamiliar place, in a courtyard of sorts, and you have to try and figure out how to escape this room. They also had like a tutorial as well, which was nice, which guided you through as well. GigaChads is also nominated in this category with their Saving Milo. Once again, a horror game, trying to find your dog. There were a few NPCs to interact with. And they also had a cutscene as well. I don't want to spoil too much with this one, because the story is like the main... it's like the most interesting and important part of the game. But yeah, what was really impressive here was that they have a complete narrative from beginning to end. The story develops. There's some twists and turns, and to accomplish such a thing in like a horror genre is also very impressive, given the limitations of the framework that you're working within. So yeah, huge congratulations to them for incorporating a fully fledged, complete narrative. Okay, so our nominees here for this category are Space Crusaders, Saving Milo, and Forgotten Island. And the winner is, without a doubt in my mind, Saving Milo from a group called GigaChads. And again, like I mentioned, complete narrative from start to finish with a resolution at the end. Now I don't want to, like I said, mention too much more than that, but yeah, congratulations guys, really impressive stuff. Cool. The next category is best meme. So some of you incorporated the usage of memes, and most of us appreciated it. And to judge this, obviously you have to have good humor and some sort of basic understanding from us, from the reviewers. So the first team nominated in this category is Singularity Spud, for which will become very apparent shortly. But they had a game where you have to collect some keys to get through a portal while being hunted by a monster. Oops. So as I came to the top of the stairs, I was very surprised to see myself. This picture is somewhat haunting me now, as I see it in too many places. But yeah, very funny the first time I saw it, and some of my lab mates that I was playing the games with also pointed it out to me. Yeah, so congrats Singularity Spud, or appreciate that. Next one is Codify, of course, with Catching Pravesh. And I'll skip ahead so you can, if you forgot.
Welcome to Finding Pravesh. You're a computer science student and have decided to finish your assignment last minute. Now, you must catch me in order to hand in your assignment before the time runs out, or fail and be forced to drop out.
I guess the whole premise here is a bit of a meme, and the usage of Pravesh, of course. So, congrats for the nomination, Codify, in terms of best meme. And then the third nominee for this category is 5J's Junkies with Trickshot. You heard it already in the beginning, but some of the sound clips, I'll play it again. So that is obviously the Wii theme. Now there is another achievement-based meme that can be found within the game. I won't spoil it for you guys. I encourage you to, do a little exploring to try find it. But the first time I saw it, I was I found it very funny, and you definitely got me. And for those of you who don't understand what I'm talking about, play the game. So yeah, 5JS Junkie is also nominated in this category. So here are our three nominees: Trickshot, Catching Pravesh, and Escape the Singularity. And the winner for this category is Singularity Spud. Now, call me biased, I don't care. This was definitely a huge tick in my book. I don't know if that's what ego or nepotism or whatever, but we'll take it. It's my award ceremony anyway. So yeah, congratulations to Escape the Singularity for their funny usage of memes. Cool, moving on to the most fun to play category. And for this one, I just basically judged on which game I wanted to play more and more, and maybe get a higher score, finish the game, be quicker, or the controls were smooth and just fun to play. So these are the types of things I thought about. First nominee once again is Trickshot, purely because the gameplay loop's pretty easy to understand, right? You shoot targets, quickest time is better. And obviously playing with a mouse was a lot more fun than with my trackpad when recording this video. But the controls were so smooth, the different levels have different mechanics that are added to it. Again, mainly because the controls are so smooth, and then pointing and clicking is a little bit addicting. So yeah, congratulations to 5JS Junkies for that. Next one is Discord Kittens. Again, for a similar thing, right? The art style was just pleasing as well and soothing. And the gameplay in a similar fashion. The controls weren't as clean as the previous game, but you know, trying to get through this canyon was a lot of fun. And the performance was pretty good as well. So yeah, Hex Airborne also nominated. Thirdly, it's Polyspace from Hardware. Again, dodging Tetris style blocks, I guess, with some nice to listen to beats and low poly sounds, I guess, or retro songs. And again, like trying to finish these levels, I got progressively harder, except for the last one. The last one was actually kind of easy. It was a lot of fun. And sometimes like the RNG would just ruin anything that's possible. And there's a slight quirk to the controls that makes it a little bit harder, but I think it added to it a little bit in the end. So yeah, from Hardware. Cool. So here again, once our nominees for most fun to play. And this one, again, most of these had like standout winners from my like perspective. And the winner here is Trickshot from 5JS Junkies. So congratulations to you guys. Most fun to play, most time spent playing. Even though I finished most of the levels first try, trying to get a quicker time was a lot of fun. Cool. The next category is most innovative. So you're using like original concepts or incorporating features that I didn't necessarily teach you in the course that were cool and, either visually appealing or just interesting mechanics. So most innovative. First nominee, again, GigaChads, trying to find our pet dog. Don't have to repeat that too many more times, hopefully. But incorporating stuff like cutscenes, dialogue, some interesting puzzles near the end. Glitchy torches, some particle systems. It was all very, very impressive. Having the full narrative as well. Good job, guys. The next one is Syntax Sorcerers for slightly different reasons, I guess. One thing that you don't necessarily see here
avoiding the perilous asteroids raining down from space
is that they had controller support. And additionally, this was the game that performed the best on like some pretty bad hardware. So it was highly optimized for still having the complexity of the gameplay itself. So everything was super smooth on even computers without graphics cards, to be honest, or just integrated GPUs. So the optimization that was put in didn't go unnoticed. So yeah, Syntax Sorcerers with their Space Crusaders game. Thirdly, a game that I haven't showed you before, one by a group called Spice Girls, and that is the Magic Library. And this is where you're in like a wizard's library and you have to solve all these riddles and puzzles in essence, kind of like an escape room type vibe, to exit. So here's one puzzle, so spoiler alert, probably should have been mentioned. But yeah, this was very cool to see, having like a full escape room house. But in terms of innovation, they incorporated some additional features which really blew me away. And these were like performance or like setting based features. So you could change camera angle, you could add video and filter effects. So I'll show you here is the dot effect that they incorporated, which kind of looks in a similar way to stippling, if you know what that is. But yeah, hugely cool to see these types of additional features added. They also had a chromatic shift filter, which is that 3D one that you did in the labs. So yeah, hugely impressive stuff, guys. So that's Spice Girls. Okay, so the nominees, once again, is Saving Milo, Space Crusaders, and the Magic Library. And again, it goes without saying, an obvious winner in my mind, that being Spice Girls. Very fun to play, like puzzle game. Each level gets similar puzzles, but slightly harder, more complex in terms of the riddle. Some of the puzzles are a lot harder than others, but still, each and every one of them was fun to play. And there is a leaderboard that you can, try be a little bit competitive with each other to see who gets the best time. Next, we have Best Maze. So I got a lot of maze games to play this year, which makes sense. It's straightforward to implement and it has a basic concept. But I got a bit tired of playing maze games. But I thought, should be fair to have a category highlighting the best ones at least. So I was looking for visually appealing mazes with engaging level design incorporated. So first nominee is Innovatech, which took a like different twists on a maze. So there's a puzzle that you basically like a board that you look at that has some features that highlight how you should solve the maze itself. And once you get those, like that understanding correct, you'll be able to solve the progressively harder mazes. They also have some different camera angles, which are quite cool, so you can see the board a bit better. The third or the last puzzle was definitely quite difficult, but it was fun to get it in the end. So yeah, Innovatech, a different take on mazes. Next is JSMP, I always get that wrong, with their ancient Egyptian maze type feel. And here they had some pretty cool AI to do with pathfinding for the enemy here. This was terribly difficult to shoot using my trackpad. In terms of mazes, it was quite fun. Being hunted a little bit, that type of mechanic obviously increases the experience or adds to the experience, so it's not just walking through an empty maze. So yeah, congrats guys. Next we have Optimize Prime with their disco maze. And here each level felt like a very different game almost. But they had some really good music for each level. Yeah, there you go. And each level, like I said, has like interesting different features that I added. But it did feel like 3 different games in the end. But yeah, so Optimize Prime. So this is like the 3rd level, and you can see completely different style. One thing that's cool is that you have this paintball gun that allows you to see where you've been before, because you can like shoot like breadcrumbs in essence. Next we have Tech Titans with their game Maze Titan 2077. And here they had like generated levels, so each time you play it's slightly different, which was cool. The art style was pretty decent, with the skybox and the sun that they implemented. Trying to get trying to complete the level in the required time was fun. The controls were still a little bit wonky, but once you get used to it, it gets easier. Tech Titans. So here we go, our nominees. Maze Titan 2077, Escape from Wits, Disco Maze, and The Forgotten Island. And the winner in this category is Innovatech with The Forgotten Island. Again, a very creative way of doing a maze, and that was what really stood you above everyone else. Okay, so the last category for this year is obviously going to be Game of the Year. And in order to win this, you needed to not necessarily win all the other categories, of course, but you needed to have some level of, competence in everything, right? It should be fun to play. It should have, good aesthetics, a good performance, all these different things. Be innovative, be enjoyable to play. So these were the things that I factored in when deciding which game I thought was like the best game of the year. So our nominees are Spy Schools, again, with the Magic Library. Solving all the different riddles was definitely a lot of fun. It performed very well, very smooth. The controls were nice. So congratulations, Spy School, on being one of the best games. I didn't miss anyone. No, the next nominee is Hex Airborne from Discord Kittens. And again, the next nominee is Hex Airborne with their biplane flight simulation game in a way. They had the best art style for sure, and it was very fun to play. So congratulations. The next nominee is GigaChads for their very good narrative, hugely atmospheric, very, very impressive game. Our next nominee is Innovatech for their interesting, design style when it comes to mazes. It was fun to play, challenging at times, but yeah, Innovatech with Forgotten Island. Next is Polyspace from Hardware with their game about dodging Tetris blocks. Very fun to play, some very good beats, so really enjoyable from that front. The next nominee is Trickshot from 5J's Junkies. The most fun to play, but not necessarily the best game. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, super good controls. I liked the different mechanics. They incorporated wind. The usage of memes was also good. So yeah, congrats to those guys. And here we are, the list of I couldn't really bring it down too much smaller than this. Our top 6 best games for the year 2023. And the winner is going to be one game that I think everyone that I spoke to agreed about. They all found it hugely impressive. And that game is Saving Milo. Again, complete story, aesthetics were beautiful, great sound design. It was fun to play, even though you guys made me... Well, my first playthrough didn't go as well as I wanted it to go at the very end. But yeah, a very great, a very impressive and fun to play game. So congratulations, guys. We were blown away, and yeah, well deserved of the marks that you guys got. So yeah, cool. Thank you, everyone, and I hope you have a great holiday. Perhaps I'll see some of you guys, or I hope I see a lot of you guys next year for honors, and maybe we can do some projects together then. So yeah, have a good holiday, and cheers.